Hi everyone, thanks for joining me. I'm Wren. Today I'm going to guide you through a restorative yoga class followed by a yoga nidra. If you've never done yoga nidra before or are unfamiliar with what that is, it's sort of like a guided relaxation. So when we come to the end of our yoga practice, I'll instruct you to just stay right there in Shavasana. The rest of the time you'll just be listening to my words. For today's class, grab as many couch pillows or regular pillows as you have handy, and at least one blanket or a towel. If you don't have a yoga mat, don't worry. Just place something soft in between you and the floor, like a comforter from your bed or a couple of towels or blankets. Even a sleeping bag will do. We're going to spend the whole time on the floor, so nothing strenuous today. It's important that we take this time of rest. So we'll head on over to our space. No playlist for today, I just have the sounds of the ocean in the background. And we'll get started with a seat on one of those pillows. So if you don't have a soft surface under your feet, you can also take one of those towels or blankets underneath your ankles. And then we'll take two of our other pillows and just pad underneath the knees to give them some support. Rest your hands anywhere they feel comfortable. Permission to close your eyes or just look softly downward. Taking these first few moments just to see what it feels like to be where you are, to be in the shape that you're in. To be experiencing each and every breath. And as we change the shape of our body throughout class, it will be our task to keep the breath smooth and deep and encourage the body to experience rest, restoration, and relaxation. As we restore our body, our mind tends to follow suit. So allow any of the lingering thoughts to just pass by without any judgment or attachment. There's no need to try to have a completely clear mind, but as those thoughts do arise, just observe them and let them pass by, like a cloud floating past you while you're sitting on the beach. Notice if you're holding tension anywhere in your body right now, perhaps around the eyes or between the eyebrows, the jaw or the neck, the shoulders or the belly, the hips or the hands or the feet. Feel as though your whole body just softens, like an overwhelming sense of ease washes over your entire body. Allow your breath to start to deepen and extending your exhales just a little longer. Together we'll take a deep breath in and an open mouth exhale. Seal your lips and breathe easefully in and out through your nose. If your eyes are closed, feel free to leave them closed, or they can open at any time. Remove the pillows out from underneath your knees. And then place your hands on your knees. Start to take your spine in big circles. Pick one direction and stick with it for now. Notice what's your pattern of breathing here. And see if you can synchronize it with your movement. So inhale as the chest rolls forward. Exhale as the back rounds out behind you. And then the next time your back is round, pause there. Grab onto your knees a little tighter and drop your chin to your chest, pressing into that space in between the shoulder blades. And with your next inhale, start to take those circles in the opposite direction. Inhaling as the chest comes forward, exhaling as the spine rounds back. Letting this be as big of a range of motion as suits you today. Feeling the ways in which it stretches the muscles of the pelvis and the shoulders, the chest and the back. And you can even allow the head to roll, including the neck. Time the chest is forward, pause there. Lift your chin, lift your gaze. Pinch your shoulder blades softly together behind you. Breathing into the space in front of the heart and in front of the belly. And then come back to a neutral spine. Rock forward off of the pillow that you're sitting on. Set it to the side for now. With a little extra padding, in addition to your mat or whatever you're using as a mat, take one towel or blanket and put it underneath your hips. And then you can sit back on your hands. Bend your knees. And allow your knees to fall from side to side. Be sure that your feet are a little wider than your hips distance. Just notice how this feels in the hips today. If your sitting bones happen to scooch forward as you continue to make this motion, just move back. Your knees fall over to the left. Keep them there. The tendency, especially in this right leg on the inner part of your hip, is to tense up and resist this internal rotation. So give yourself a few deep breaths here in this shape to allow those muscles, those internal rotators, to soften and relax. And then bring your knees back up through center and allow them to fall over to the right. Just observing the sensations here now on the other side, particularly the left inner thigh and left inner hip. Notice if there's been any change to the pattern of your breathing. And see if you can deepen it and smooth it out. Bring the knees back through center. Touch the soles of the feet together with the knees out wide, and once again support the outer knees with two of your pillows or folded towels or blankets. The idea here in this more restorative or gentle type of class is not to feel intense stretching sensations, but rather to just allow the body to restore and feel supported. There's no need to bring the heels way in close towards the pelvis or to pull the chest way down towards the floor. We can be at maybe 20% of our usual depth in each pose. Focusing more on the breath and the sensation of relaxation. Take one more deep breath here, as if you could breathe all the way down to the floor of your pelvis and back up again. And start to sit back up. You can set your pillows to the side. If you have another blanket and you'd like to, or a towel, and you'd like to put it behind you, you definitely have that option. Or you can make a little ramp out of your pillows, placing one further behind and layering another one on top of it, so as you lie down, your back has a little bit of support, but so that you're not sitting totally upright. Extend your legs long and rest your arms by the sides of your hips. Just feel the sensations of the body as we change positions. Draw your right knee in towards your chest. No need to hug it in super tight. Just draw it gently inward. Continue to breathe deeply, experiencing the sensation of the belly rising and falling against the top of the right thigh. Notice if you have tension in your shoulders, see if you can ease them down into the surface beneath you. Find it difficult to let go of the tension in the jaw, and allow the tongue to fall down away from the roof of the mouth and widen in between your teeth. Release your right leg and extend it long on the mat, and just pause here for a moment. Hands can rest at your sides or on the belly or hips. And then draw the left knee in towards you. One more slow and smooth breath here in this shape. And then release the left leg long, resting the hands on the belly. Just taking a few breaths. side and press yourself back up. Depending on the size of your pillows that you have, you'll need to adjust how much height you have. So for now, I'm using rather flat couch pillows, so I'm going to take sort of a double stack of each. That may or may not end up being too much, and we can make adjustments as we need to. And then I'll take a towel or a blanket and just sort of drape it over the top. So as if we were making a big bolster. And then we'll come to all fours right in front of this. And we'll walk the knees over to the right side of the mat, allowing the hips to fall down towards the left side of the mat. And let's stay sitting up here for just a moment. Starting to twist from the belly so that the torso starts to square forward towards this support. And then, probably with as little space in between you and this support, we'll start to lie on down. Let your gaze be the same direction as your knees to start. And if you find that once you lie down you need to make any adjustments to the height of that support, take your time to do so. The point here is to be able to sink down completely into this support, not feeling like you're holding up any part of your body on your own. If at any point you would like to turn your head in the opposite direction of your knees, you may find that to be a different sensation of stretch in the neck. And you can feel free to explore that. If you try it on and it doesn't fit, you just put it right back. Notice if your tendency is to wonder when the next posture will come. And see if, instead of that, you can just enjoy being where you are, without any anticipation of what's next. Feel as though with every exhale, your body surrenders just a little more fully into the support beneath you. Slowly slide your hands back so that when you press them downward, they're right underneath your shoulders. And with the torso, moving slowly like you were moving through water. Start to come back up to your all fours and just pause here for a couple breaths. Noticing any differences in the body left to right. walk the knees over towards the left side of your mat, allowing the hips to fall down towards the right. Couple breaths here while we allow the spine to rotate. Again, let that twist be from the belly rather than trying hard to twist the shoulders. And as we start to lie down, the face will begin pointing in the same direction as the knees. If you'd like to explore the other direction of your neck and you haven't already, you can do that now. Slide your hands back, pressing into the floor to slowly rise. Move your hips and come back towards the center. Sit back on the heels for a moment, taking away a few layers of this support. If you're using multiple pillows, maybe we'll go down to just one level. If they're really squishy, or really thick rather, then maybe a towel or a couple towels or blankets might be a better idea here. If you don't have a soft surface next to you and it's like a hard floor or something like that, then take one of your towels or blankets and set it to the side. I would also suggest, if you're using a yoga mat on a hard surface, to also have some padding underneath your hips. So if you have a longer towel or blanket, that might even just look like this. So kind of using it for two purposes. And similarly to how we were before, we're going to lie down with the belly on top of some support, preferably some flatter pillows, but so that the hips are off of that support. So if you need to move back, if you come down and that's not comfortable for the belly, you can also do this just flat down. You can have more or less support for your head, that's up to you. Extend your legs behind you. And then we'll bend the right knee out to the side towards 90 degrees. So a half frog position. There's no need to try to have an intense stretch on the inner thigh here. And if having less support under the hip is not comfortable for you, then feel free to roll up another towel or blanket and put it in between your hip and the floor. And before we settle too deeply into this shape, I'll have you start to lift and lower your right foot. This rotation should be coming from way up inside of the hip socket rather than from the knee, so that your thigh bone, your femur, is rotating in the hip socket. And that range of motion may be very small. The foot may only come an inch or two up off the floor, or it may come way up and down. That really doesn't matter. This should not feel strenuous. Just a little motion, and that motion might be a little more shaky, or like a cog and wheel, or it might be smooth. Again, it doesn't matter. Just let it be whatever it is. And then just do this 1 or 2 times more, and then let that foot relax down, and then start to really sink into this shape. Letting your body melt just a little more with every exhale. Begin to straighten your right leg behind you so that both legs are extended with the tops of the feet resting down. Your heels can even fall out just a little bit. Just rest here, noticing differences left to right. If you'd like to change which direction your neck is turned for the other side, feel free. Make any adjustments that you need to your pillows and blankets. And then we'll take the left leg out to the side. And just a few moments to feel out this half frog shape on the other side. And then you can start to lift and lower that left foot, rotating from up inside the left hip socket. Again, not worrying about the smoothness or fluidity of the motion or the range of motion. Again, accessing those internal rotators of the thigh. Whenever it feels natural to stop, you can rest that foot down. Start to melt down into the support beneath you. extend your left leg long. Just take 1 or 2 breaths in this neutral shape. And then slide your palms back and press up to a tabletop. And then take any version of a child's pose that you would like, using any amount of support, either in front of you or underneath the hips behind you. Just rest. Gently press up. And then we will create some support for our Shavasana. So get creative. However you feel like you would be able to rest for a prolonged period of time. So you can take support underneath the head, under the back, under the legs. Your Shavasana can look like anything that you want it to. Something that feels supportive, that you don't have to think about. Legs can be extended long, or soles of feet together with the knees out wide. But if you choose that option, be sure it's not creating an intense stretch sensation. And it's very, very supportive. If you'd like to take a blanket over the top of you for warmth, anything that you need to feel completely supported and completely comfortable. If you'd like to place a covering over your eyes, block out any light so that you can focus more fully on my words. Feel free to do that as well. Stay right where you are. If you feel like you need to move or shift in any way, it's not necessary to feel glued to one position. You can definitely move. See if you can find something that is so comfortable you don't need to move and you don't want to move. Close your eyes. Deepen your breath. And then let go of any shaping of the breath whatsoever. Let go of the thought that there's anything that you need to do. And what might it feel like to relax your body just 5% more? a deep breath in, fill your lungs. And with an exhale, release down into the support beneath you. Imagine a time when the light of the sun, when you were outdoors, really caught your attention. That light seemed different than any other kind of light you had experienced before. Illuminating, but not too bright. Perhaps you can remember a time when you were outside and you felt that light on your skin. The sun's warm rays, nourishing and sweet, not too hot, but just perfect. And imagine somehow you could capture that light and warmth and hold it in your hand as if it were the size of a small, clear, glowing marble. And you can feel this marble in your hand. And you can see that light, and you can feel that warmth. And then it seems as though, even though that light and that warmth is still there, the sensation has changed. Can't quite feel it in your hand anymore, but you're still aware of its presence in some way. Imagine that glowing light in the center of your forehead. Imagine that glowing light and warmth at your throat center. Imagine that glowing light in the center of your chest. Imagine that glowing light now in the right shoulder. The right elbow. The right wrist. The tip of the right thumb. Tip of the right index finger. Tip of the right middle finger, the right ring finger, the right pinky finger, the right wrist, the right elbow, the right shoulder, the center of the throat, the left shoulder, the left elbow, the left wrist. Imagine that glowing light at the tip of the left thumb, tip of the left first finger, left middle finger, left ring finger, left pinky, the left wrist, left elbow, the left shoulder, and the center of the throat. Imagine that glowing light and warmth at the center of the chest, the right side of the chest, the center of the chest, the left side of the chest, the center of the chest. Imagine that glowing light at the navel, the pubic bone, the right hip, the right knee, the right ankle, the right big toe, the right second toe, right third toe, right fourth toe, and the little toe. Right ankle, right knee, right hip, the pubic bone, the left hip, the left knee, the left ankle, the left great toe, left second toe, left third toe, left fourth toe, left pinky toe, the left ankle, the left knee, the left hip, the pubic bone, the navel, the center of the chest, the throat, the space between the eyebrows. Imagine that glowing, warm, nourishing light in the entire body. Feel as though that light is radiating outward from you. It is now all you see, all you feel. As your eyes begin to adjust to that light, you look out onto the horizon and notice that you're standing at the water's edge on the beach with the ocean sprawling out in front of you. Nothing obscuring your view as far as you can see, just the vast blue ocean unfolding into the vast blue sky. You feel the sensation of the sand at your feet and the waves lapping up against the tops of the feet and the ankles. The water and the air around you are the perfect temperature, neither too warm nor too cold. As you look to your right, this pristine, beautiful beach extends as far as you can see. And as you look left, the same. You feel this light all around you and within you. And then you notice that you're lying down in the sand. The sand is as soft as a sensation that you've ever felt. It supports every joint and crevice of your body. And as you look up towards the clouds, you see that beautiful light surrounding you. The sensation of that soft sand beneath you feels so supportive that you begin to notice the distinction of where your body begins and that support begins. Becomes a little bit more obscured. With every breath, you feel as though you and the surface beneath you become more of one and the same. The distinction between self and surroundings becomes less and less. And it becomes less and less important. Start to realize that you are, in fact, just as much a part of yourself as you are a part of everything else around you. And the opposite is also true. Everything around you is just as much a part of itself as it is a part of you. to deepen your inhalations and lengthen your exhalations. Slowly bring the confines and the distinction of your physical body back into your awareness by taking each thumb to touch against the pad of each finger, one at a time. Back and forth. Any other type of movement in the body feels natural right now, then welcome that in. Or if it feels better to be still and just bring the awareness of your mind to the outline of your body, then please do so. Feel free to lie here as long as you need. If you're ready to be guided out, then slowly and in your own time, roll over to one side and pause for at least 2 rounds of breath before coming up to a comfortable seat with some support underneath the hips. Whenever you arrive in that seat, sit up tall and press the palms to touch in front of the heart, either gazing softly down at the fingertips or closing the eyes. Anjali Mudra. When we press our palms together, we show a gesture of gratitude. Grateful for these moments when we can slow down and rest and recover. Grateful for this body and this breath. Grateful for the practice that allows us to weave those two together. Ending with our breath in unity. Exhale fully to prepare. Inhale deeply. Open mouth, let it go. Thank you, yogis. Namaste. Thank you so much for spending this time with me. I hope you are all well. Stay safe, and hopefully we'll see each other again soon. Take care.